Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
Good evening, everyone. We begin tonight with breaking news. The new highly contagious COVID-19 variant discovered in the UK was believed to be in the U.S. Tonight, that is confirmed. The variant has been discovered in Colorado in a man in his 20s. He's now recovering in isolation and has no travel history. While there is no indication that this variant causes more serious illness, several countries in Europe have restricted travel as a result. Well, for many of us, the snow is still going strong and will be for several more hours. We head over to meteorologist Nathan Hopper tonight with the latest. Nathan.
Thanks, Stacey. Yeah, the big news this evening is those road conditions. Snow's been falling since about lunchtime for most of us in the metro and in Grand Forks as well. And with that, some slippery roadways. Look at this. The pink you see here from our friends at North Dakota DOT shows snow on those roadways, even some icy spots, an icy spot there north of Fargo near the Mayville area. And then even outside Valley City, some ice on the roadway as well. But everywhere else from Devil's Lake all the way down through Wahpeton, Breckenridge, we're seeing snow on those roadways, and those side roadways even have more snow on them from the snow that's been falling through the day today. On the Minnesota side of the river, areas like Detroit Lakes seeing some snowfall on those roadways. Fargo, Moorhead, I should say, East Grand Forks seeing snowfall as well, and that is now expanding toward Bemidji, where we're seeing that snow accumulating on some roadways as well. So if you don't have to leave tonight, I'll recommend, hey, stay home, stay warm, and stay safe off those roadways. But if you do have to leave, there is a winter weather advisory that continues from this evening through 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And an update that we have for you is that our extreme northern counties have now been added to this winter weather advisory. Yesterday they were excluded. Today they've been added because we do expect some slippery roadways in our northern neighborhoods, our far northern neighborhoods, with this snowfall as well. Seeing bands of light to moderate snowfall right now pushing their way across the Red River Valley, seeing all the way from, say, Grand Forks down through Sisseton, down toward even, say, Sioux Falls as well, perhaps near the Brookings area. So a very large swath of snow that we're seeing. And this moisture, you can see the heavier snowfall in northern South Dakota. That's going to push its way into Minnesota as we continue into the overnight hours. So road conditions will only further deteriorate, not just here in the metro, but also into north central Minnesota for the rest of this evening. Here's a big picture of this storm. You can see the most intense of that snowfall is along the I-80 corridor in Iowa, just outside of Des Moines, even some freezing rain just north of Kansas City. So we're on just the cold, snowy side of this. But Stacey, we, of course, expect this to continue overnight. So we'll talk about just when we expect the snow to end and look ahead to the new year coming up in a couple minutes.
Nathan, thanks so much. Yeah, we have crews checking on several accidents at this hour, so definitely an active night. Make sure you do have that Valley News Live Storm Team weather app handy so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecast and conditions. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. And a reminder to be careful on those slippery roads. Earlier today, authorities in Fargo responded to an overturned 18-wheeler that was just west of Davies High School. Emergency officials on scene say the truck was in neutral and tipped over. No word yet on whether or not anyone was injured. A man is back behind bars tonight after escaping from prison 6 months ago. Authorities carried out a search warrant at a home in the 700 block of 3rd Street Southwest in Wadena, Minnesota. That's where they found 39-year-old Terry Sanso, who escaped from custody in the Otter Tail County back in June. Officers found more than 200 grams of meth and 650 pills, which they say had a street value of more than $22,000. He was arrested and transferred to the Otter Tail County Jail. Local bars and restaurants are gearing up for New Year's Eve. Fargo police have been keeping a close eye on businesses, making sure they're following CDC guidelines for COVID-19. As they forward some reports to the Liquor Control Board for violations, others are trying to keep in check. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard explains.
Several Fargo bars and restaurants are rolling out plans for New Year's Eve. Live shows at Shotgun Sally's and the Windbreak, drink specials at the Old Broadway, and Eskimo Pods at Granite City Food and Brewery are some of the many happenings in the metro Thursday.
I feel pretty confident that we're ready to go, and we're willing to have the police come in anytime they want and check out the things that we're doing, because we're confident that we're doing the right things to keep people safe.
Granite City General Manager Weston Burrell says they're expecting many to use delivery providers or curbside pickup, but those that want to come in will have to socially distance or sit outside in one of these red hubs.
It's going to allow for them to come out and stay sort of isolated with just their closest friends or family members. Minimum contact from our servers.
Although many businesses plan on keeping their doors open for the final countdown, some places like Pounds in downtown Fargo told us they're closing at 10 p.m. And for those saying good riddance to 2020 at home, you can buy a New Year's Eve family style or cocktail package from downtown Fargo bars and restaurants. In Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
For more on New Year's Eve guidelines from the CDC, just download our VNL News app and click on this story. New York City is testing its confetti today ahead of the New Year's celebration. Due to the pandemic, New Year's Eve 2021 in Times Square will not be open to the public this year, but approximately 1.5 tons of confetti will be released on New Year's Eve and will include thousands of wishes from individuals who submitted them on the mobile wishing wall or by sharing the New Year's wish on Twitter and Instagram using hashtag #ConfettiWish. Will your stimulus payment remain at $600, or is there still any chance it'll get larger? The Senate made moves today on a bill passed by the House yesterday that would deliver more cash to Americans' pockets. Susan McGinnis is on Capitol Hill with details.
The Senate will come to order.
On the Senate floor today, Democrats trying to force Republicans to pass a bill raising COVID relief payments for Americans from $600 to $2,000.
The fastest way to get money into Americans' pockets is to send some of their tax dollars right back from where they came.
The effort blocked by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell.
Object.
McConnell breaking with a growing number of GOP members and with President Trump, who earlier today called on Republicans to deliver the $2,000 payments. As the issue pits the president against some in his own party, it also unites congressional Democrats and the incoming administration with him. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris today joining President-elect Joe Biden, signaling support for the measure.
A while back, I recommended that folks receive a $2,000 check. And so I would urge Mitch McConnell to put my bill on the floor for a vote.
Meanwhile, the Senate plans a vote tomorrow on overriding President Trump's veto of the critical defense spending bill.
I would urge my colleagues to support this legislation one more time when we vote tomorrow.
Democratic Senator Bernie Sanders now trying to link the stimulus payments with that override vote.
Working families need help now. Not next year, but right now.
Sanders threatening to delay the veto override vote unless Leader McConnell allows a full vote on the increased stimulus payments, leaving struggling Americans still not knowing how much relief they'll get.
Well, for now, the administration is moving ahead with the plan to send out these $600 payments for some as soon as tonight. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris received her first coronavirus vaccination today, while the VP-elect chose to get her vaccination on camera. Her husband, the incoming second gentleman, received his off camera. The vaccination took less than 5 minutes, with Harris thanking the nurse and saying, "That was easy and I barely felt it."
I've now been vaccinated. As Joe likes to say, there's a big difference between the vaccine and vaccinations. I want to encourage everyone to get the vaccine. It is relatively painless. It happens really quickly. It is safe.
Harris encourages everyone to get the vaccine as soon as it's their turn. There will be no inaugural luncheon after President-elect Joe Biden is sworn into office next month. The Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies announced today that they've canceled the traditional luncheon on January 20th, citing health concerns. Officials say more announcements will be made regarding the various ceremonies that typically take place at the Capitol. Authorities say 6 people were killed and more than 20 injured by a powerful earthquake that hit Croatia today. Firefighters pulled a man from a collapsed building after the 6.3 magnitude quake. Earlier, people pulled out a little boy that was in with the man. They were reunited after the man was rescued. The town's mayor says half the city was demolished. Yesterday, a 5.2 earthquake hit the same area. Well, grab your skates and head outside to enjoy the skating rinks now open in Moorhead. The city says 2 rinks are now open for people to enjoy, and they'll be lit from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The city says the rest of the rinks are still having snow removed and being assessed for any cracks or weak spots before they open. A big thanks to everyone who has joined us in helping the Great Plains Food Bank. So far, we've received more than $26,000, but we're trying to get to $40,000 by New Year's Eve. If you're willing to help us out, there are a number of items you can purchase and donate right from your phone to help people right here at home. Download our free VNL News app. Just look for the virtual food drive and click to donate. Well, coming up, you could soon be seeing many more drones in the sky, especially for commercial use. Next, we break down the FAA's new rules paving the way.
And here's a look at the University Drive off-ramp from I-94, the on-ramp on the left-hand side of your screen. Notice those snow-covered roadways. It is slippery out there. Definitely want to take caution if you do plan on leaving this evening. Snowfall still expected to continue in the metro through this evening. We'll let you know when it ends next.